The Ministry of Health says the number of confirmed cases of Zika virus in Trinidad and Tobago stands at 254. And out of this figure, 6 of these cases are in Tobago. According to a release from the ministry, out of this figure, the number of Zika-positive pregnancies stands at 78. The ministry reminds citizens that 4 of 5 infected people will not show any symptoms of the Zika virus, and that only high-risk cases are confirmed by the Caribbean Public Health Agency. Should parents have the option to terminate a pregnancy if an expecting mother is Zika positive? This, as some countries have advised women not to get pregnant for several months or even years because of the risk of birth defects from the Zika virus. In Trinidad and Tobago, abortion is illegal. We spoke with the president of the Gynecological and Obstetrical Society of Trinidad and Tobago to get his take on the matter. Marie Hull has been tracking Zika.
They say every pregnancy is different and may come with countless amounts of risks. The effects of the Zika virus on human health, and more so on unborn babies, has now increased the risk of carrying a baby to full term or having babies being born with microcephaly. President of the Gynecological and Obstetrical Society of Trinidad and Tobago, Professor Samuel Ramsarak, has been working in the field for the past 30 years. He said with the increased number of Zika cases in Trinidad and Tobago, he isn't telling women and families to abstain from sex and delay pregnancy, but to take precaution.
My view is that yes, it is a serious condition, potentially dangerous particularly to the unborn child, and therefore, my view is we should be very, very vigilant, and we should do what is considered best practice.
Earlier this year, the Society, in a release, called for a review of the law in Trinidad and Tobago, which said termination of pregnancy for anything other than a direct threat to a woman's life is unlawful. The Society said the law does not allow for a safe choice for women and instead causes physical and mental harm to women. Professor Ramsawak was asked his views.
I think that in the 21st century, it is always a good idea to look at whether there's a purpose and a fit, whether something is fit for purpose, okay, and whether it suits the current population. And I think there's always room for debate and a discussion in any of these things.
With 78 Zika-positive pregnancies in Trinidad and Tobago, Professor Ramsarak said he had no evidence to suggest that doctors were being asked to terminate pregnancies of women who had contracted Zika. But he said that doesn't mean women aren't finding other options.
You must be advised as to what the risks are, and understanding that there is a difficulty to procure an abortion in this country. It doesn't mean that somebody cannot go to another island and have an abortion. It doesn't rule that out, because there are islands very close to Trinidad where abortions are legal.
As of August 12, 2016, the number of confirmed cases of the Zika virus in Trinidad and Tobago stood at 254. Marie Hall, C News, tracking Zika.